I'm Brian Lilly. Climate hypocrites telling us, do as I say, not as I do. That is the topic of tonight's byline. The climate hypocrites are at it again. They're jetting off to a super elite resort to tell the little people, that would be the rest of us, how to live and do with less. Get ready for this crazy stat. It is estimated that 1,700 private jets will be used to fly the world's elite to the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, to discuss, among other things, climate change. Of course, we should be used to this by now. The climate hypocrites have been lying to us for years. They tell us the polar bear population is dwindling, but they don't actually count. And then when the Nunavut government, the one in the Arctic, uses an actual scientist to count the polar bear population, they say, oh, no, don't worry about it. We'll pretend that's not happening. Meanwhile, the population is going up. Back in 2007, they told us the Himalayan glaciers would completely melt by 2035. That got a lot of media attention, and then they had to retract it because, well, it wasn't true, and it wasn't based on science. There's also the fact that they constantly lie to us about warming, hiding the fact that there hasn't been any warming since 1998. In the technical notes of the reports, they put that in. I read it to you the other day. It reads, despite the robust multi-decadal warming, there exists substantial interannual to decadal variability in the rate of warming, with several periods exhibiting weaker trends, including the warming hiatus since 1998. And of course, they also are hypocrites about the lifestyle that we should all lead. We're told that we should have a smaller carbon footprint, use less energy, do with less, while they do with more. We've all seen Al Gore's house in Tennessee. It's huge, as he was traveling the world, pushing an inconvenient truth, pushing his message for the rest of us to do more with less. Gore's home was an energy hog, consuming between 12 and 20 times the energy of the average American home. It was only after he was embarrassed over this that he retrofitted to bring that figure down. Then there's the Enviro saint, David Suzuki. Suzuki, who wants the rest of us to have a smaller carbon footprint, he owns 4 homes, none of them considered tiny little energy efficient places. This is the type of hypocrisy we're used to with these guys. So the fact that there are 1,700 private jets flying the elites to Davos to discuss climate change, well, that shouldn't come as a surprise. Critics of the likes of Gore have jumped on this, but even Britain's left-wing Guardian newspaper, a climate change cheerleader if ever there was one, thinks this is ridiculous. They did a piece that is absolutely hilarious. It's a fake interview with a Learjet, kind of a personal profile. Now, after the opening questions, name, Learjet, age 51, they get into the nitty-gritty and they ask about the absurdity of private jets being used to promote action on climate change. Question, do you not think that's a little hypocritical? In what way? Are you being deliberately obtuse? The Learjet's answer, you don't get to Davos by taking notice of little people's complaints. Question, no, you get there by fossil fuel burning private jet. Well, the answer, exactly. Otherwise, someone might have missed the VTR Bank's opening party with golden neon lit clad women serving caviar and vodka and performances by Grammy award-winning artist Al Di Meola and other stars, or their share of the cocktails being mixed by the 25 expert bartenders flown over here from London's Liquid Chefs. The whole thing's hilarious. You have to read it, but it's lost on these folks. They don't understand the hypocrisy. All they want is for the rest of us to give up on flying to Florida to escape the winter cold. They think that, well, us jetting off for a cheap Caribbean all-inclusive is a luxury that we can do without, but they won't do without their private jets. At Davos, Al Gore even got up to announce a concert series with the singer Pharrell as his artistic director. It'll be a day of music and action on the environment, with concerts on 7 continents, Gore says.
The purpose is to have 1 billion voices with one message: to demand climate action now.
Let me ask you this. Will he and Pharrell travel by coach? I doubt it. We know about Gore not only using private jets in his big homes, but when he travels with a large motorcade, giving speeches on the environment. And Pharrell, he has a taste for the private jet life as well. Here he is getting off his private jet in Manchester with going to his concerts as he travels Europe. Then there's a page 6 story in the New York Post. It was all about Pharrell and P. Diddy ordering takeout as they jetted off on a private jet from Newark Airport to parts unknown. Get this, I am not begrudging these guys their jet-setting ways. Have at her if you want it. If you're able to, good for you. But quit telling me to do with less. Don't walk off of your private jet and tell me that my coach vacation on Sunwing to Jamaica is a luxury I should do without in the name of saving the planet. Don't tell me that my carbon footprint should be smaller than yours when yours is the size of an army division. And don't tell me that it's time to take action until you have taken that action yourself. I am beyond sick of climate hypocrites trying to use their stardom and their celebrity to guilt the rest of us into making changes to our lives that they won't make themselves. That's the byline.